Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mrs. Swifty and today we're back in The Sims 4. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mrs. Swifty. We make Sims videos and Planet Zoo videos here on this channel. And today I wanted to try something a bit different. So I saw, I think it was a couple of weeks ago now, Kayla, Lil Simsie, did an 8-story tiny home build. And I loved that. I thought it was brilliant. It was inspired and I hadn't seen anyone do that before. And then I thought, well, okay, she did it for like 4 Sims, I think. I was like, what if we could do an 8-story tiny home for 8 Sims? So that's what I did. And it took so long to get right. Honestly, like even after the speed build is done, I had to make quite a lot of adjustments. You'll see in the tour later on, just to make it functional. Obviously, this would not be possible without bunk beds. So thank you, EA, for giving us bunk beds finally. So we could actually fit 8 Sims here. I really wanted to try and make sure that there was like enough seats for 8 people as well and things like that. But there isn't really. I mean, you can go, there's an outdoor eating area and they can go there to eat and that works fine. But there's only like 3 chairs at the dining tables and there's like 3 slots and the sofas. So it's not ideal, but I think it's pretty cool and I'm actually really happy with the way it turned out. Like I said, I had to make quite a lot of adjustments. So you're sort of seeing the first iteration of the build, and then yeah, when I finally get my Sims in and try like player testing it all and figuring out what actually is functional and what isn't functional, I had to make quite a lot of adjustments. So like this floor here where we're putting in a bathroom and then we're going to put in like a little study nook, I had to take the bathroom out because I needed extra tiles for downstairs for some of the bedrooms to make them functional. So I actually had to take the bathroom out and we end up just having like just some skill building items up there instead. So this is going to be like the dining room. It's right at the top of the house. It has the most amazing views. But I was trying to figure out how I could get the most like seats without while still being functional, because I still needed the Sim to be able to get up the ladder, so they needed to be able to like exit the ladder at the top. So we did manage it in the end. That was the kitchen very briefly, and now we're onto the living room, and I'm just kind of trying to put everything in so that yeah, it might be vaguely functional. I put in a lot of kind of like shelves and little nooks where you can store things. Because I didn't want this to be like, you know, I didn't have a budget. So I didn't want this to be like a budget home. I wanted them to have everything that they needed. I spent ages, I cut it out of the video because I didn't use it in the end, but I spent ages building this like little shoe rack area with our debug items to make it look cool, and then I had to get rid of it because the Sims just couldn't get past it, which was really upsetting, but there you go. And I decided to use these eco lifestyle windows because they kind of have an extra like little ledge, which gave me a little bit of extra room to kind of put some more stuff. You know, so we put a few toys. Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness, a yawn. I do apologise. I didn't sleep very well last night. I do apologise. Anyway, so we got plenty of clutter items there on the window and the shelves and things. I kind of imagine like there's not a lot of storage in this house, so I feel like every little space is going to be well used. Yeah, originally I was going to put these little square windows, and then I decided that if I put these windows, then I can have a little bit extra space and I can put a little, you know, lamp there. And I think that actually adds a bit of dimension to the build because obviously, like, essentially it's just a very tall square with a few bits cut out. So I wanted to kind of try and make it a bit more interesting, and using the like eco lifestyle windows that kind of stick out and things like that, that really helped with that. So I struggled for a long time with window placement because I really wasn't sure. I wanted it to look good, and I really wasn't sure how to make that work. I knew I had that bin on the wall in the kitchen initially, and I didn't want to have to get rid of it, but I did get rid of it in the end. Yeah, I really spent a very long time trying to figure out these windows. So I didn't want it to look like a face. I didn't want it to be too symmetrical, but I also didn't want it to be like too unsymmetrical either. Anyway, We end up putting another big window at the dining level. The views are spectacular from up there, so I'm quite happy with how it went. I was going to put like a little plant there, but I would have had to have raised it up from the ground floor using like move objects, and it would have like just been a really odd, it would have looked odd. I think you would have seen it when you were on the ground floor and things like that, which would have been just very strange. This is the area that had to change in the end. Unfortunately, we weren't able to have a desk in the end. I was really gutted about that because I really liked the way that it looked. But we only had 64 tiles and I had to make it functional. I needed to have 8 beds. I needed to have enough beds for everybody and all of that stuff. So we put a few clutter items. I was surprised actually that the Sims still cooked on that corner counter, but they did. So I think this looked really cool, and I was really gutted that I had to change it. So basically, the Sims can use that top bunk, but she couldn't use that bottom bunk. So I had to move it over and put the drawers like the other side of the bunk beds, which obviously is not as functional. It's not ideal, but you know, it's better than nothing. Oh, not another yawn. My goodness, I'm so tired. It's been a long day already, guys. Sorry. So this is the boys' room. We've got, so there's 8 Sims living here. We've got a mum and a dad. We've got 3 teenagers, 2 boys and 1 girl, and then 3 children, 2 boys and 1 girl. So this is the boys' room. So obviously we needed 4 beds for the boys, and yeah, this completely changes. Not completely changes. One of the sides changes because they just couldn't access the beds at all. There was so much like changing and playing around with things on it. I'm not going to show you most of that because it took me so long. This level changed as well. I had to get rid of the shower room because we needed that tile for the bedrooms to make the bedrooms functional. So there you go. And then we did some fun stuff down here with the bedroom actually. I spent quite a long time on this because I wanted to use that really narrow bookshelf there. And it looks really cool, and it's really narrow, which is perfect for the space, but those like drawers looked really naff. I didn't like the way they looked at all, so I decided that we needed to use something to cover them up. So I ended up using this like eco lifestyle wall decoration, but obviously I had to move the walls back so that it wouldn't snap to the walls, and that was a bit of a faff, just kind of trying to get this right. Yeah, you can see it takes me a little while to get it right. Eventually we do manage it, and I think it turns out really cool. I'm really happy with the way it goes, and it also just means that they've got a functional bookshelf in their bedroom, which is cool, and I imagine that it will be quite useful. So yeah, like I say, this is really fiddly. I also put the shelves there, like by the bed, the head of the bed. That is a functional bed. They will use that bed like that. But rather than having like side tables, which I just couldn't really fit in the room, I thought we'd stick with shelves. And I did use one of those like wardrobes that can be like built into the wall, because it doesn't technically take up extra tiles. So it's a little bit, you know, loads of storage there, and it didn't take up any extra tiles for the tiny home restrictions, which is great. So I really like how this room turned out. I did have to adjust it a little bit. I had to change the shape of it because for some reason the bed was obstructing the ladder, so they could get down but then they couldn't get to the other side of the bed. They couldn't walk around the edge of the bed in front of the ladder, so I had to change it a fair bit. I wanted to put some toys around as well because there's not really any toys inside this build. There's not room for a toy box or anything like that, and obviously there's 3 kids living here. So I just put a few kind of toys on top of their like drawers and things. And this room, I mean, all the decorations stay the same, the shape just changes really. So this is our sort of bathroom level, just between the parents' room and the boys' room. And then we're back, oh my goodness, we're flying all over the place, I do apologise. We're back finishing off the dining room, and I thought it'd be cool to have some like pendant lights. I obviously couldn't put too much decoration in here because I wanted it to be functional. I wanted them to be able to get up here and use it. So we did manage to make it functional, but I couldn't put too many decoration things in here. So I thought it was cute to have the little like shoes, because there's like 6 kids living here, so the people that live here must love children. I feel like they would be the kind of people that would display their kids' shoes and things like that. So yeah, that annoyed me a little bit, that the window where it kind of cuts into the room, I had to kind of shift things around a bit. So we just pin some more decorations, and then I think we're gonna head outside and do the outside area in a minute. I wanted to try and make that bit more like for a teenager than a child, because obviously there's a teen and a child in that room. So yep, here's us sort of finishing the outside, the way the outside was gonna look. I wanted it to look quite modern, because we obviously got the red windows from Eco Lifestyle, which I really like. I think they work well, and it's a little bit different. But yeah, I wanted some brick, and then we decided to do some siding as well. And then I spent a little while kind of putting some plants just to make it look a bit more interesting on the outside, you know. And we end up giving it a green roof as well, which I think worked out really nicely. So I spent a really long time here trying to figure out if I can put like a plant pot or something, so that this like hanging plant has something to hang from, because it just kind of looks odd that there's nothing underneath it. But I decided just to put some turf there instead, and just say that it's just growing out of the turf. So I think it worked. I think it worked well in the end. Yeah, lots of greenery, and then we're gonna make the barbecue area and the play area outside for the kids, which is gonna be pretty good. I got these ones from Debug, the ones that are like against the wall, and they worked really well. I really liked them, so that was cool. A few bushes, some terrain paint we're gonna put in the path now. Yeah. Anyway, I feel like I've talked about this build like the entire time, and maybe you wanted to hear something else. Hi, how's your week been? I hope you've been having a good week. We've been doing okay. It's only Monday when I'm recording this, so the week has barely started. But we had a good day yesterday. We were at church in the morning, which was fab. I got to take my little daughter to her sort of church group, which was really fun. We haven't really been able to do that much, obviously, because of COVID and stuff. So that was really fun to do. And then we had lunch with my family, because we were in a support bubble together, which is really fun. So yeah, really happy with that. That was a really nice day. So I hope you guys also had a really fun Sunday and got to do some cool stuff with family or friends, or just by yourself, chilling. You know, it's important to take time for yourself as well, have some me time. Okay, so here we have our 8-story tiny house for 8 Sims. Let's kind of have a little look around. Look out here, of course, we've got a play area. There's not really room for toys inside, so we've got this nice, sorry, this is really slow. Got a nice little sandpit area with some Legos, some toys, and we've got a nice swing. We've got the bike over there. We've also got over here a like barbecue area, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so they can come and eat outside if they want to. They seem to prefer to eat outside like most of the time anyway. I need to check. When I had to make quite a lot of adjustments to make this build work, to be honest. And they could get in the kitchen, but I need to just check and make sure they still can, because since I loaded into the game, there's been a couple of glitchy moments. So let's head inside. It's obviously small, obviously. So here we've got some stuff. I used one of these like Eco Lifestyle windows, because it gave me like a little bit of extra space to put a few things. So, you know, there's some toys, and they can hang their hat up and stuff. And then this is the living area. So there's obviously room for 3 Sims to sit here. They've got a big TV on the wall. They've got, you know, a music player. They've got books. They've got a game station thingy. And then let's go upstairs first. So let's go up the ladder. Up. And then this is the kitchen area. So we have already had a fire, but this is the kitchen. They've got a dishwasher rather than a sink, which meant that you can still use the countertop. We've got lots of storage up above. And we got everything you need. We've got a cooker, got a mini fridge, and a microwave, because that obviously saves a little bit of space. And they have got a fire alarm here, which was quite useful when they had fire. And I mean, spectacular views. Look at that. That is pretty great views to be, you know, doing some cooking too. So let's head up a little bit higher, see what the next floor is. Now this floor I had to change quite a lot from the speed build. Purely because I had to change. I needed more space downstairs. So this originally had like an extra bathroom up here, but that is gone now. So now there's this skill building room. We've got an easel, we've got a little bookcase and a stool to sit on. It's a nothing room really. And then the kind of game goes a bit crazy when you go up this high. So you'll have to excuse it if it's a little bit jerky. But this is the dining area and little kind of study nook, I suppose. So there's one chair over here. I couldn't get another chair there, otherwise we wouldn't be able to get up here. And then 2 chairs here. To be fair, they choose mostly not to eat up here, but this would be awesome. I mean, look at that view. That is so cool. Like view right over the water. This would be really cool, but I definitely want to have a big window there so that you could get a nice view. And you can also get a nice view out the front too, which is pretty cool. So let's head back down to the ground floor, and now let's head down to see some of the bedrooms. This is one of the daughters. We've actually got 3 children and 3 teens, and then 2 adults in this family. So let's head down to the first of the bedrooms. Okay, let's head down. Ooh, okay, that was a bit fast. Right, so this is the first of the bedroom areas. So we've got here a bunk bed system here. The top bunk is for a teenager, and the bottom bunk is for a child. This is the girls' room. And they've got some storage behind the bed there that I imagine they would potentially be able to store some clothes in. Other than that, there's not that much in here. We've also, ooh, sorry, this is quite difficult to control down here. We've also got a bathroom, which I'm gonna try and show you. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. So we've got a bathroom here. It's a, we've got the sink shrunk down, and a toilet and a shower. So it's a fully functioning full bathroom here, just for 2 tiles. So let's head down the ooh, oh my gosh, where am I? Ah, this is so disorientating. Okay, let's go down the ladder to the next floor. This is the boys' room. So we've got 2, I think these are both children's beds. I mean, to be fair, they're all the same beds. But we've got a bunk bed system here with some drawers behind, and we've got the same over here with 2 bunk beds and drawers. This is all functional now. This room looked quite different during the speed build, but I had to make some adjustments because they couldn't access the beds, which is another reason why I needed extra tiles, because obviously this room is quite a bit bigger than it was before. So unfortunately we had to steal some from the one of the upstairs rooms. So here we have a bathroom level. Now this is just a bathroom here. So we've got in here, we've got a bathroom, shower, and a sink, toilet, shower, sink. And originally this had an extra tile, and we had a separate shower to the toilet and sink, which would have been really handy, but I unfortunately had to lose it because I needed the space for the boys' room, and then also for this room, which is the parents' room, which again I had to make some adjustments. I have done this before and it worked fine, but for some reason I had to do it like this, so we have an extra tile for the ladder, otherwise it wasn't going to work. That is so glitchy. The reflection in the mirror. Okay, anyway, so they've got a bookcase over here with some storage underneath. This is actually like a really industrial looking one, and I actually used, you'll have seen the speed build, some like wall decorations to cover it up a bit and make it look more like you might have clothes stored in there, or something else. But there is a functional bookshelf, so I think that worked out pretty well. Got obviously a nice bed, and then I actually put in one of these built-in wardrobes because it doesn't actually have to be like on any tiles. So it's kind of like an extra bit of space. So that is the parents' bedroom. I am really happy with how this turned out. It took a lot of fiddling to get it right, and I wasn't sure for a long time if I was going to be able to do it, because a tiny house for 8 Sims, which is also 8 stories, is a big ask. But I think we did it. I mean, there's not a lot of privacy in this house. There's not a lot of storage space in this house. But it's functional, and that's what matters. So let's head back up to the ground floor. Okay. Oh my goodness, this is really hard to control. So anyway, I really hope you liked this build, guys. Let's head back outside and just see the whole lot again. Yeah, let me know what you guys thought. I mean, I think it was pretty impressive. I feel like this was a big ask, and we did it. So yeah, guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Please consider subscribing if you want to see more of my videos. We're going to be putting out more Sims content and more Planet Zoo content. 2 videos every week, I promise. And yeah, please comment down below if you have any other ideas for builds I could do in The Sims 4 or in Planet Zoo. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye!